So, good morning, everybody, and again to all the essential workers that have continued to be out there since the beginning of this. Thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you to the non-essential employees that are starting to come back to the work area. And a special thank you to everyone, not just in Albany County, but in the Capital District, that have been doing the right stuff by staying home, socially distancing, wearing a mask. I know there's so many controversies with wearing masks and all that stuff, but Dr. Whalen said it time and time again, and I did, that it is the right thing to do to prevent the spread of the COVID-19. So talking about that, we have really good numbers. Our numbers been through phase 2 going into phase 3, we've really gone in the right direction. So as of today, we have 1,895 positive cases since the beginning of this, 185 people under mandatory quarantine. Only 2 new positive cases since yesterday, and that's been about the average. I think the one day we had a little bit of a spike of 10, and that was contributed to a little bit of the nursing homes being tested more. They were getting tested twice a week. Now they're getting tested once a week. So that changed that, which was good. So again, great numbers with everything going on, with the protests and everything else going on, and people coming back out. This is all good news. So as of today, too, we have 5,732 people who have completed quarantine, 1,869 tested positive for the virus, which is also good. We've had 7 recoveries from all that, which is so good. We have 4 people in the hospital with a hospitalization rate, same as it was yesterday, 0.21%. So that hasn't changed. 1 person, unfortunately, still in ICU. That hasn't changed. And the last 5 days, average is 5 new positive cases a day, which, again, is all good news, especially with the amount of testing that we've been getting done here in the area. But I want to continue to urge people, please go out and get tested. The virus isn't done with us. It hasn't gone away. It's still there. I know with these numbers, it reflects a lot of people. I went out the other day, and people are like, hey, was this a bogus? I'm like, no. And people are thinking now because the numbers are so low, it went away, we're safe. It's still there, and we still have to address it going forward. But please, go get tested. Our mobile testing site, area code 518-465-4771 as always. And at Albany for the Seth Q Arena in the drive-thru, 188-364-3065. And Rite Aid site in Colony, please, by all means, go online, make an appointment. Priority 1 in Gilliland, as always, a good partner there. In the old 20 Mall, that's renamed, area code 518-867-8040. So, again, please get tested. I do want to go to the dashboard and look at the data, but again, one of the things that I continue to talk about, and I know some people were upset a little bit, Liza, you didn't set it up for me. I watched you last time, I got it. So, of course, now it probably won't pop up. There we go. And I'll let Dr. Whalen talk about the rest of this stuff. But the age group, 20 to 29, we're at 336 cases. And 314, 50 to 59, which is the closest. And one of the things I kept talking about this number was because these are the kids that have no sign or symptoms, that go out in the community, they feel that they're like Superman or Superwoman, and they don't wear masks, and they continue to go around people, and then they go around people with underlying health issues, or they go around seniors, and they infect, and they spread it. And I think the governor pointed out, too. What's interesting about this number, and Liza and I both identified this early on as we're watching it, now the state's looking at this, in Florida, it's 18 to 29 that has been getting the most effective, and actually they're the ones being hospitalized. So it's differently to different areas of what's going on. But it's something that we continue to watch here. And actually, I was talking to Mark Pullencarts out in Erie County, the county executive out there, and he said the same thing. They're seeing that spike in that number 2029. He was actually a group of us on a text message wanting to know how it was affecting other counties and was that the age group popping up, and they're all starting to see that. But as to today, we have 47,815 people that got tested. And 2,099 they have that tested positive, with results of 4.40, and people tested today are 514, so which is, again, all good stuff. But I'm going to let Dr. Whalen take it from there.
Thanks, County Executive McCoy. So, our numbers do continue to be low, which is reassuring. And what I like to do after looking at this number is to look at the New York State Department of Health COVID tracker, where there's also county-specific daily trends. And if we look at the trends for Albany, we really see that, because this is important, because a lot of people say, well, your numbers are down because people aren't getting tested. And we do see that the numbers of people, the blue here is the number of people being tested. It's coming down, but we're still testing between 500 and 600 people on a daily basis. What's reassuring is the number of people positive tested continues to go low. So 628, 514 persons tested, 2 tested positive. And if you look at that, you see that our trends have really been coming down. If we look at that, we can look at it. This is over the entire time period. If you look at those numbers, you see that we were testing much more people. We're still having pretty good high rates of testing, but this yellow curve is the positive. And we really are seeing less and less positive cases. So, I think it's really important for all of us to continue to monitor this, but also to look at why our numbers are low. And I really think that there's a very important reason why our numbers are low, and that is the compliance with behavior. We're seeing concerning spikes across the country in states that have already opened that are now starting to have to close down again. What's the difference in our behavior in New York? And I really think when you look at it, the difference comes down to wearing masks. Wearing masks is not controversial from a scientific point of view. From a scientific point of view, this is the best way you can protect yourself, in addition to frequent hand washing and social distancing, from getting COVID. And no matter what age you are, it is essential that you continue to practice these measures, because we have a vulnerable population that needs protection against COVID-19. The numbers of people in the younger age group, as the county executive rightly points out, are people that are not getting as sick as others who may have either coexisting medical illness or are elderly. But what we're trying to guard against, and what we're working, and what we have been successful doing, is keeping the hospitals not clogged, not clogging the ICUs, not having surge capacity of the important healthcare resources that we have in Albany County. This has really entirely been down to the work that the public has done, and down to the restrictions that overall people are being compliant with. So it's essential to continue to do this. We know COVID hasn't gone away. We know that it's circulating. We know now that we, in New York, are trying to monitor people coming in from other states, so that we can ensure that there are not imported cases to Albany County from areas across the country that are having higher rates. So this is still a threat. It's still going on, and we still need to continue this behavior until such time as we, are ready to start discussing the rollout of a vaccine. So the health department continues to monitor cases on a daily basis. We continue to do our work, reaching out with contact tracing to ensure that people are appropriately isolated, that are ill and quarantined, that have been exposed. And, we're hoping to keep these numbers down, but it is entirely dependent on your behavior as well. Thanks.
Thank you, Liza, as always, and thank you for your leadership at the Department of Health and all the workers down there, and have done a great job day in, day out. Well, what's tomorrow? July 1st, right? Is everyone ready for Phase 4? This is the day we've been waiting for, to kind of light at the end of the tunnel a little bit, but it will include low-risk indoor-outdoor activities, including museums, as I said, galleries, and aquariums, and gardens, and stuff like that. The higher education in media production, it starts in Phase 4, and baseball will start July 6th, not July 1st, July 6th. I'm putting a little thing up there. One of the notices I just got before I came down here was they reached out to us through the control room just about 10 minutes ago, and basically said they want to remind that travel tournaments are not allowed until further notice. They saw men's lacrosse is a high-risk contact sport, and it's not available to after July 6th and limited to non-contact practice. So there was a flyer online about a tournament in the area, so we put that up so people know. Tournaments are not being sanctioned right now going forward. I know that's a lot to do with travel baseball and other areas in camps, so keep that in mind as we continue to move forward. Unfortunately, malls will not reopen yet. I got a lot of questions on this about air handling, stuff I didn't need to know, but they're saying in order for the malls to reopen, they want them to have a high efficiency particle air filter, which has been shown to help reduce the presence of the COVID-19 in the air. So that's above my pay grade. I have no problem saying that. The other issue is that the questions I've received from a lot of angry people, well, how does Walmart and Target, do they have that? How are they open? How are the grocery stores open? Do they have these air filters? I don't know. But that's what they're requiring, so that's something that we have to address going forward to get these malls open, because we want to get them open and get people back to work. And people want to go to the mall. They want to feel some type of normalcy, so that's a thing we need to address. So we didn't get any other specific information on the malls when they can open. Hopefully they can open soon, since our health data continues to stay in a good place. As I said, Phase 4 will include TV, movie, and music production. This is important for our local economy because film productions are already looking to work here in Albany County. We had 2 locations scouted here last week from a possible Netflix movie, and HBO has been calling, which is also good. The Times Union Center and the Capitol Center next door are both New York State qualified production facilities. Film and TV companies get the state film tax credit when they meet certain requirements. So we've had many films and TV shows here, including Salt, The Pretenders, and As You Are, and as everyone knows, last summer I believe was The Punisher, which brought in $500,000 into downtown Albany, which is also things we need to keep the economy going forward. So I have with me Deb Giddicky here, the Albany Film Commissioner and Convention Service Manager for Discover Albany and Film Albany, to talk about this. So Deb, please.
Yeah,
This is
thank
your
you.
hour.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to County Executive McCoy for always being there to support our film industry, and a special thank you to Dr. Whalen and the Health Department, all those workers. We really appreciate you. Since our state has been on pause, Film Albany, a division of Discover Albany, and our county has been diligently working on making sure we are ready when New York Forward Phase 4 begins. We have been involved in conversations regarding production guidelines with our film colleagues, the Association of Film Commissioners International, the New York Production Alliance, and the New York State Governor's Film Office, a division of Empire State Development. All of them have been invaluable in providing guidance to our industry and assisting us on how to safely move forward. Once Phase 4 begins operating legally and safely in our region, there are industry-specific guidance documents that will assist all production companies planning to film in Albany County and across New York State. They are media production guidelines for employers and employees, interim guidance for media production during the COVID-19 public health emergency, and a New York Forward Safety Plan template. Every film commercial production will be sent these documents, and I have already been sending them out to people that have been inquiring. Many production companies will already have their own safety plan COVID team in place. That's been a big discussion, and that will be acceptable. These documents were created to provide owners and managers of film, television, music, and other media production businesses and their employees, contractors, and vendors with precautions to help protect against the spread of COVID-19. They can all be found on our homepage, filmalbany.com. So just like everything else with Phase 4, the film production industry wants to get back up and running. So let me just share some New York State numbers with you real quick, since the New York State Film Tax Credit Program was enacted in 2011. There have been over 2,200 applications accepted, $30.4 billion spent by film and TV productions, and over 1,700,000 new hires created. The AFCI estimates the revenue generated by a TV series is $125,000 per day. So with The Punisher coming in at about $500,000, that was spot on. A feature film is $250,000 per day. So that economic impact generated positively impacts our local hotels, car and truck rentals, catering, barricade rentals, local crew, and a host of other local businesses. Moreover, film production can help generate sustained growth in the tourism industry. As the county executive has explained, we have two qualified production facilities here in downtown Albany. So when they meet that outlined criteria, they are eligible for those tax credits. That is a definite plus for our city. While we're waiting for the larger events and concerts to resume, why not come in, build a set, and film your production right here at one of our stages? Productions are currently seeking lower density areas that can provide more flexibility and safety, and we can definitely do that here in Albany. When the pandemic began, Film Albany and our partners already began working with our sound stations on making sure they provide safe sets, updating the website, and offering hotel buyouts. We want all productions to know that we're in business and we're ready to move forward. In the last 2 months, there has been a dramatic uptick with inquiries regarding film production here in the capital region. Yesterday, I received a phone call from a location manager that I had worked with before, and the first thing he said to me is, "Are we open for filming?" You bet we are. And as county executive pointed out, HBO, Netflix, they're all calling. The production industry continues to look at our city as a viable option. So part of Film Albany's mission will always be to continue to assist our county economically with film productions any way we can.
Deb, thank you.
You are so welcome.
I love your energy, and especially coming out of this and talking about how we start the economy going forward. Thank you.
Absolutely.
For all your work you do, not just on
Thank you.
this, but on everything. Thank
Appreciate
you so much.
that.
So, all great news, right? Numbers are down. We have Netflix and HBO looking to come here. It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. But I do want to take a minute here to talk about the violence that's been taking place here in Albany. I said this on Friday. Yesterday, a block from our building, we had another shooting on James Street, and I had workers rattled that are afraid now to go out at lunchtime. And we're here to address that issue. I'm here with our mental health department to reach out to the employees in our building in 112 State Street, and any employee in downtown Albany. If they need assistance or just want to talk to somebody, please do. It was close. It was right by Dunkin' Donuts and Miranda's Sandwich Shop, and people were just down there getting sandwiches. So we can't have that. We have to work together. We have to look what's going on across this country. We need change, and we need partnerships, and we need to work together. It's, I watch constantly in D.C. the finger pointing, the red tape, the Democrats did this, the Republicans did that, and they point their fingers. But this country now more than ever needs leadership. And we need leadership on our national level, not just for another stimulus package 5, because we need it. We got people that are looking to get evicted out of their houses. They can't put food on their table. 75,000 people in the capital region out of a job, that we need to stimulate and do growth, bring companies in here like we're just talking about here. That's what we need. And the time for finger pointing is over with. The time for results and working together, we need to put everything aside, our differences, regardless of what party affiliation you are. I really don't care. I don't care. I hate watching Congress because it makes my stomach sick, because the Democrats are just as worse as the Republicans, pointing the fingers at each other. We need results for this country, not 5 weeks from now, not 3 days from now. We need it now. And more so now in this community with everything going on. And, like I said, I was willing to do whatever it takes to curb the violence here in Albany. I want to do it in a partnership. I want to do it working with everyone. I said this from the mayor, from the common council, to the community leaders, to working with the sheriff. I talked to the district attorney last night at length on the phone, to working with everyone. Sue Rizzo, Bruce Hilley, every elected official that's in this county needs to roll up their sleeves and figure it out with the community. I did do a call out to the community, and I do want to thank April, I'm going to apologize. I think it was April Beacon. If I said that wrong, April, I know you're going to send me another email and beat me up. But it was great, and I called her before I came down here. And you know what? I'm not looking for a pat on the back. And she was very educated in what she wanted to say. She made her points, and that's what we need. You know, we run all these programs, and I know the TU said I was very vague with my responses. I was. Because we do leads and we do project growth and we do all these different programs, zero youth detention, that could go on. I'm not looking for a pat in the back. I want to know what the neighbors want. I want to know what they want in the community that says will help them. Instead of me saying, here's what we offer, we got this, we have that, check a box. No, time for checking boxes and pointing fingers are over with. It's time to come together as a community. That's what I love about the South End. I grew up there. I love Albany. I love Albany County. And that's what I'm here. Even though I represent presidents of County Executives of America and for NISAC, listen, I'm going to tell you, yeah, I am biased. I love Albany, you know, and my first and foremost interest is Albany County. If I had interest in other counties, I'd be running for governor. That's not happening. You know, what I'm trying to tell everyone is that this is my priority, and we need to work together to answer these questions and not finger point. I'm unwavering in my commitment that I made on Friday, and I said this to April. I wasn't saying I want to throw millions. We already have millions of dollars worth of programs invested in different communities throughout Albany County. But we might have to reinvent the wheel. We might have to look at what changes the community and listen to the people, the stakeholders that are protesting, the people that want change, the people want change in their neighborhoods, what's not working, what's working. And we can only do that by working together. You know, I'm proud of my probation department, proud. Always have been. I'm going to give a little insight. Bill one time called me about a year ago and he said, did I piss you off? And I said, what do you mean? He goes, did I piss you off? You haven't stopped or called me. I go, Bill, I have no issues with your department. I don't even think about it. You runs a great ship. His team do great work. And I go, no, I always end up focusing. If I'm coming to visit you, there's a reason. So be happy when you don't see me, you know. And I try to get out to every department, but there's reasons sometimes I walk around when we have issues in departments. He does a great job. The men and women there are dedicated. They went above and beyond. They went and helped out the health department on top of their jobs that were difficult to do while everyone else was shut down and staying home. So I want to commend my probation department and Bill Connors for all the work that your men and women do in the community 7 days a week to keep us all safe. So thank you on that. I also want to remind everyone, especially now with everything going on, the mental health support is available 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the number, as always, is 518-269-6634. And it's a great resource. We've taken over 300 calls from people and like I said, I don't even know what they ask, don't care. It's there for you to, if you got an issue, to talk to them. We have our 24-hour sexual assault hotline, as always, 518-447-7716. Karen Ziegler and her team do a great job all the time, every day, 7 days a week, around the clock. So Karen, to you and your team, thank you as always. The 211 number and the New York State hotline number as always. And again, I want to remind everyone, thank you for doing what you're doing to go in the right direction, and thank you for socially distancing, and thank you for keeping our numbers so low.